Welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to discuss 5 red flags of emotional manipulation that you can't ignore. So if you're ready to dive in, let's get into it. The first red flag of emotional manipulation is when they blame others for their mistakes or wrongdoings. So typically, what we see with people who are emotionally manipulative is that they're not going to take accountability for their own actions. They're always going to be looking for someone else to blame when things go wrong. They will never own up to their own mistakes, and this is a huge red flag because no one is perfect, right? We all make mistakes, but it's how we deal with those mistakes that really matters. Do we take accountability? Do we learn from them and move forward, or do we just point the finger at somebody else and say, "Hey, it's not my fault"? It's always somebody else's fault. So if you notice that the person that you're dealing with is always quick to blame others for their own mistakes, this is a huge red flag of emotional manipulation that you cannot ignore. Emotional manipulators are very skilled at making you question your own reality. So they will often use gaslighting tactics to make you feel like you're crazy, or that you're overreacting, or that you're making a big deal out of nothing. They will often say things like, "You're being too sensitive," or "You're overreacting." It's not a big deal. And this is a huge red flag because nobody should ever make you question your own reality. If you feel like something is wrong, then it's probably because it is wrong. So if you're dealing with someone who makes you question your own reality and your own feelings, this is a huge red flag of emotional manipulation that you cannot ignore. Another red flag of emotional manipulation is when they play the victim. So what we see with people who are emotionally manipulative is that they will often play the victim in every situation. They will never take responsibility for their actions. Instead, they will always find a way to make themselves the victim in the situation. They will often say things like, "I can't help it," "I'm just the way that I am," or "I am a victim of my circumstances," and they will use this as a way to justify their bad behavior. But the truth is that there is no excuse for playing the victim. We all have free will, and we are responsible for our own actions. So if you're dealing with someone who plays the victim in every situation, this is a huge red flag of emotional manipulation that you cannot ignore. Another red flag of emotional manipulation is when they use guilt to get what they want. So what we see with people who are emotionally manipulative is that they will often use guilt as a way to get what they want. They will often say things like, "You're such a bad person," or "If you really loved me, you would do this for me," and they will use guilt as a way to control you. But the truth is that you should never feel guilty for setting boundaries with someone who is treating you poorly. You are not a bad person for setting boundaries and protecting yourself. So if you're dealing with someone who uses guilt to get what they want, this is a huge red flag of emotional manipulation that you cannot ignore. And another red flag of emotional manipulation is when they try to isolate you from your loved ones. So what we see with people who are emotionally manipulative is that they will often try to isolate you from your loved ones. They will often say things like, "Who are you spending so much time with them? Why don't you spend more time with me?" And they will try to control who you spend time with. But the truth is that you should never let someone control who you spend time with. Your friends and family love you, and they only want the best for you. So if you're dealing with someone who tries to isolate you from your loved ones, this is a huge red flag of emotional manipulation that you cannot ignore. So these are just a few of the red flags of emotional manipulation that you need to be aware of. If you're in a relationship with someone who exhibits any of these red flags, it's time to end the relationship. You deserve so much better than someone who treats you with disrespect and tries to manipulate your emotions. You are worthy of love and respect. Don't settle for anything less. Now, I know that it can be difficult to end a relationship with someone who is emotionally manipulative because they are experts at making you doubt yourself and your feelings. They will often gaslight you and make you feel like you're overreacting or making a big deal out of nothing. But the truth is that you are not overreacting. If you feel like something is wrong, then it's probably because it is wrong. Don't let them make you question your own reality. It can also be difficult to end a relationship with someone who is emotionally manipulative, because they are experts at making you feel guilty. They will often make you feel like you're a bad person for wanting to end the relationship, and they will try to guilt-trip you into staying with them. But the truth is that you're not a bad person for wanting to protect yourself. You're not a bad person for wanting to end a toxic relationship. You're not a bad person for setting boundaries. Never let someone make you feel guilty for taking care of yourself. In addition to that, ending a relationship with someone who is emotionally manipulative can also be difficult because they are experts at playing the victim. They will often make themselves the victim in every situation, and they will try to make you feel like you're the bad guy for wanting to end the relationship. But the truth is that you are not the bad guy for wanting to protect yourself. You are not the bad guy for wanting to end a toxic relationship. You are not the bad guy for setting boundaries. Never let someone make you feel like you're the bad guy for taking care of yourself. So I know that it can be difficult to end a relationship with someone who is emotionally manipulative, but it's so important to do. You deserve so much better than someone who treats you with disrespect and tries to manipulate your emotions. You are worthy of love and respect. Don't settle for anything less. But anyway, I hope that you enjoyed today's video and that you learned something new. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Bye. And if you like this video, I highly recommend checking out this related video to learn some more. Next, 7 things you should never do with a manipulator. Now this is a very important video that covers 7 things that you should never do with a manipulator. So, if you want to learn how to protect yourself from emotional manipulation, I highly recommend checking out this video next.